Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria and I make personal development content here on YouTube. And so in today's video, I really wanted to come on here and talk about how growing and personal development is still beneficial whether your partner is growing and developing with you or not. And so I just wanted to just kind of give like 3 quick ways that I have found that it's still beneficial and why you must actually continue to still grow regardless. So number 1 is the simple fact that everyone is not going to grow at the same pace as you, right? And so I think a lot of times we're eager to grow, we're eager to learn, and we are eager to develop. We want our partners to be on those same pages. And I think a lot of times too, even just like in social media and just like society, they always say like, oh, you want somebody that's going to be on the same page as you, like, all those things. And that's just not realistic, right? Like, of course, you want somebody that is willing to grow, but understand that everybody's going to grow at a different pace and we cannot force that upon our partners. And the reason why this is actually a great benefit is because we allow it to grow and happen naturally and organically. Because the thing is this, right? If we were to try to force our partners to grow, it's first of all, it's disingenuous. It's not coming from a true place. It's not organic. It's like we're actually forcing them to be somebody that we want them to be. And we are not allowing them to go through the process and the process that God has set out for them to grow in. So now here we are trying to go around the full process and the lessons that they need to go through in order to learn and develop. And when we do that, we honestly allow a space where our partners do not feel like we have to be like their dependent, and we have to be the one carrying them through their growth, and they don't have to feel like they can attribute their growth to us, because sometimes that can create some resentment too, of like that frustration of, oh, I can only grow because you're trying to force me to grow and you're not allowing me to go at my own pace. And so now you have 2 beautiful people who decided on their own to grow and to grow at their own pace. And it's just honestly just a beautiful thing. And it allows, like I said, for both of you to really be able to appreciate where you both are and have that acceptance of where and who you both are and allow things to grow organically. The second thing is you do not want someone to dictate and narrate your life, right? Like, we all have a life to live. And the biggest thing is if you decide I'm not going to grow because my partner will not grow, then now you're ultimately allowing your partner to have the narrative of your life and who you want to be. And you were not put here on this world, on this planet, on this earth, on God's green earth to be dictated by how and who you want to be in life. You get to decide, because this is your life and this is the life that God has given you, in order to say what you want and who you want to be in life. And when you allow yourself to grow at the pace and the place that you are supposed to be in, it allows you to be able to see areas where you need growth. But see, if you're so focused on the fact that your partner isn't growing, then neither one of you guys are ultimately growing, because you're both staying at a very stagnant place because you're concerned about them and they're not concerned about their growth. So now you have 2 people who are simply just not growing, and you don't want to allow someone to really have that much control over who you want to be. if you want to develop, then that's your decision, and you should develop because that's something that you want for your life. And don't be afraid of growth because you're fearful of outgrowing them. And that honestly takes me to point number 3, is it's super, super, super important to understand that whether you are growing and you may grow to the point where you may outgrow them, because that is a reality and sometimes that does happen, it is still for your benefit, right? Like, for instance, for me, I used to be anxiously attached. Like, I used to be a person that, oh my gosh, like, I'm like worried. I have this huge fear of abandonment. I'm like, ugh, I just cannot take it. Like, when me and my partner get into an argument, oh my gosh, like, I feel like it's the end of the world. He's gonna leave me, all these things, right? And that is part of being anxiously attached. And if you don't really are not familiar with that, I have a video on that from previously about explaining how anxious attachment works and all those things. But um, you will know your attachment style based on how you show up in relationships. But we're not doing that today. We're not talking about that today necessarily, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up as an example for me because I have moved towards more of a secure attachment. And a secure attachment is somebody that says, okay, there is going to be conflict in a relationship. And there are going to be times where we don't see eye to eye, but that does not mean that my partner now sees me as unlovable. And I obviously just cannot be in a relationship. And I'm not feeding those core wounds of I'm not deserving or I'm not loving of a good relationship. And all of those things come from fear, right? But because I have personally developed, I did not hold myself back from development based off of fear. So now that I am secure attachment, I'm able to say, okay, I'm growing. I'm going to continue to grow. And even if I outgrow my partner, that is not something that I have a huge fear about anymore because I'm still winning. Because if, God forbid, we were to not work out, when I grow, when I go through, the hurt and the sadness of that separation, I'm still able to say, okay, but now I'm secure and I know that there's going to be something else out there for me. And I'm not staying in something out of fear because I feel like I'm not going to be able to find anything else. And so it obviously is just like a win-win for you. And again, this is not to say for a second that like you should outgrow your partner and like you should like leave your partner. No, I'm not saying that. I am just simply saying that you are still winning because as you continue to grow, it will help you when times get hard and it will help you when times feel uneasy or you're unsure about what is going to happen. And your growth cannot be dependent on your partner's growth because I'm going to let you in on a little secret too. As you continue to grow, it'll help your partner grow if they want to grow. Because as you continue to respond to things differently than you normally would, now that puts them in a position to have to respond to you differently because they see, oh, you're not doing this anymore. Like you have grown out of those other responses, out of getting an attitude, out of getting snappy, getting snippy. Like you have grown out of that. So now that forces them to grow because I'm not meeting you with that same energy, right? And so these are just ways that I have found that are super, super, super beneficial for you to continue to grow. And don't be afraid of growing. And you should continue to grow regardless because that is essential for you and your narrative and your story and your life. It's not about, remember number 2, it's not about allowing somebody else to dictate who you are and who you want to be, because before you met that person, you still should have been working on who you are and you still should have been working on who you want to be. And whether you stay with this person or you don't, this is still your life to live. And you must do what's important for you to do for your life. that is all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please be sure to check the links down below. Check out my website. I have some resources on there for you, some services on there for you too, if you want to just kind of talk to anybody, or talk to me, I should say, about your situation, or just any general life coaching, anything like that. That link will be down below in the description box. But again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. I will be down in the comments responding as well. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.